The Buffalo Bills are officially back and are here to permanently stay for the foreseeable future in the National Football League. The Buffalo Bills have had a miracle turnaround in large part to their outstanding coaching staff led by head coach Sean McDermott, and then their front office led by general manager Brandon Beane. They came into Buffalo, they tore it all down, they built it up from scratch, and they had a plan ready to go, and they brought in their talent to build the Buffalo Bills into one of the best teams in the NFL. They've obviously drafted very well. They built a strong foundation and have not messed around. I mean, how exciting is this for Bills fans? Bills fans have been adamant about higher standards for their proud football team, and the Bills are mostly known for making 4 straight Super Bowls and obviously not winning any of them. However, the Bills have not been great at all since these 4 straight appearances from 1990 through 1993. From 1999 to 2017, the Bills have endured the longest active playoff drought, making them the last NFL franchise and the last in the 4 leagues to qualify for the postseason in the 21st century. Obviously, for Bills fans before 2017, it had been a rough time. However, they returned to consistent postseason contention by the late 2010s under head coach Sean McDermott, although the Bills remain the only AFC East team to never win a Super Bowl. And obviously, they are looking to change that because the Buffalo Bills have been one of the best teams in the NFL this season. But looking back a little bit before Sean McDermott got there, the Bills had some rough days recently. If you remember, Doug Marrone was their head coach. He got them to a winning record in 2014, but when owner Ralph Wilson passed away, Marrone left the team on December 31st of 2014. Then when the Pegulas came in as the owners, who also owned the Buffalo Sabres, they hired Rex Ryan, and Rex did install some fight into this team. He was let go obviously for not having enough success. Anthony Lynn stepped in for a minute, and then obviously the Bills hired Sean McDermott, who changed the culture in Buffalo. And obviously this season, despite not having any fans, this season has been a dream for Bills fans and has been the culmination of years of misery and hard work to get to this point. So today, I wanted to highlight the players, the coaches, and the fans, and how the Buffalo Bills have been able to turn their organization around. Before I begin, if you could please hit that subscribe button for me, hit the notification bell, and leave a like. I'd really appreciate it, especially if you are a Buffalo Bills fan. Let me know down in the comment section. So first off, I want to start out with the players. And obviously, we have to start out with the quarterback. Josh Allen's development and growth this season has been outstanding. It is really the perfect example of what you can build with an NFL team. He doesn't make it all about himself like some of the other quarterbacks, and huge props to Brian Daboll for giving a team a good offense to run. It is safe and effective for his quarterback, and again, Josh Allen is the perfect example of what happens when a prospect that works hard, gets drafted to a team with good coaching, and obviously turn themselves into one of the best players in the NFL. He's obviously an MVP candidate. He's going to have a long future in Buffalo. Obviously, getting the quarterback position right does so much for an organization, and really, Josh Allen is a perfect story. Now for the wide receivers, hitting Cole Beasley was one of the best moves the Buffalo Bills have made. He's underrated, he's super agile, and has been one of the best players on this team. He's basically the disrespected Julian Edelman. He doesn't get enough credit where it's due, and what a nice blanket receiver for Josh Allen. And then obviously the big dog. Trading for Stephon Diggs was a great move. The Bills famously traded for Antonio Brown, but obviously he didn't want to go there, and that didn't really last because they never actually finalized the trade. And thank God they never made that move because Diggs has been so important to this team. His impact in the locker room, obviously on the field, he's been outstanding, and honestly, he's standing out more as a Bills player than ever a Vikings player to me. When I think of Stephon Diggs, I think of the Buffalo Bills. And then looking at that defense, Tremaine Edmunds is my favorite player. What a steal they got in the first round of 2018. He is such a young leader. Kyle Williams and Lorenzo Alexander mentored him as a linebacker of the future, and Edmunds took that responsibility and ran with it. He's really that foundational piece for the defense, and he's going to be there for a long time to come as well. Buffalo Bills have a lot of great young players. And then that secondary with Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, and Tre'Davious White is outstanding. They play great football together, and looking at Tre'Davious White, he is maybe the best cornerback in the NFL. Last year, White had 84 targets without allowing a touchdown when he was targeted as the nearest defender in coverage. Only Stephon Gilmore, former Buffalo Bill, had more targets, 96, without allowing a touchdown. Yes, the Bills have a lot of great players, but it really takes a coach to bring them all together, and Coach McDermott has done exactly that. Sean McDermott is easily one of the best coaches in the NFL. He has submitted himself there. Everything he has done has been outstanding. His first season getting Buffalo to the playoffs, the development of Josh Allen, defense becoming one of the best in the NFL. Sean McDermott does it all. McDermott comes from the Andy Reid coaching tree, spending 10 years in Philadelphia with him, and then he was the Panthers defensive coordinator under Ron Rivera from 2011 to 2016. Then the Bills came calling on January 11th of 2017. McDermott was hired by the Buffalo Bills as the 19th head coach in franchise history. The foundation was set and focused on getting the right people on board and moving on from those who wouldn't be able to subscribe to what was soon to be asked of them. McDermott preached a philosophy rooted in daily self-improvement and asked his players and coaches to trust that because it would yield the results they wanted. They finished the 2017 season 9-7, clinching the AFC 6th seed, which was their first playoff appearance in 18 years, ending obviously North America's professional sports franchise's longest active playoff drought. And this was in McDermott's first year as head coach. The Bills would go on to lose to the Jaguars 10-3 in the wildcard game, but following that season, McDermott's Bills have had some resiliency. They finished 6-10 though in the next season and missed the playoffs, but had a strong finish to the season after a 2-7 start. The Bills adjusted their roster, allowing them to be competitive in their last 7 games, and their defense improved in 2018, but obviously that one bad year helped them get some great draft picks, and that's really what I want to highlight about the Bills. Yes, they had one bad season, but in their draft in 2018, they obviously filled the gaps. They got exactly what they wanted. They got their defensive leader in Tremaine Edmonds. Then obviously they drafted Josh Allen. And then after that season, they've had a lot of success. And another big factor to this team's success was hiring offensive coordinator Brian Daboll, who was the co-offensive coordinator at Alabama and their quarterbacks coach. Yes, he was the man coaching Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, and Mac Jones all on one roster, along with Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Henry Ruggs, Najee Harris, which is maybe one of the best rosters in college football history at Alabama in 2017. McDermott and Daboll have worked together and have had a massive impact on the growth of the Buffalo Bills. Then for that defensive side of the ball, defense coordinator and former NFL head coach Leslie Frazier has been outstanding with that group. And then obviously last year, McDermott was nominated for NFL Coach of the Year after leading the Bills to a 10-6 record and receiving their second playoff berth in 3 seasons. Some Bills fans would have only dreamed of this. Now they did lose to the Texans in the playoffs, and we all know the Buffalo Bills this season won the AFC East, a miracle, but not really, because obviously the Bills have been very dominant, finishing at a 13-3 record. Now another man I want to mention that worked hand in hand with Coach McDermott is Brandon Beane. Beane was the assistant GM in Carolina when McDermott was there, and he was hired in May of 2017 with the Buffalo Bills. Within the first season, Beane traded away many of the players that Whaley had signed, their former general manager, including Sammy Watkins, Ronald Darby, Reggie Ragland, and defensive tackle Marcel Darius. Though Beane arguably had his sights on the long-term rebuild while purging unfavorable contract for the Bills, some sports commentators criticized his tactics. However, Beane's first season, the team and the Bills ended their 17-year playoff drought. Beane has obviously drafted players such as Josh Allen, Tremaine Edmonds, Ed Oliver, and has brought in numerous offensive free agents with the team's cap space. And just like Coach McDermott, Beane was signed in December of 2020 to an extension to keep him there through 2025. So the Bills have set themselves up perfectly. And obviously the happiest people about it are obviously the Bills fans. And it obviously has been a real shame that Bills Mafia has not been able to be there to see their team play live this season because the Bills have not had any fans there. Now they're obviously trying to get fans in for their playoff game versus the Colts, which will be awesome. But Bills fans are the absolute best. They're crazy, they will do anything, and obviously they're great people, because when Andy Dalton helped them get into the playoffs in 2017, playing for the Bengals, helping knock out the Ravens, Bills fans donated to Andy Dalton's charity, which is awesome and shows the power of sports. And even though their fans are awesome, legit the one place I want to visit in the NFL above all is Buffalo. I think their stadium is one of the coolest because of how it's in a small town. It's not flashy there, and it has history to it. I think those are the best stadiums. It's a lot like Green Bay, but it gets nowhere near the recognition it deserves. I also want that fan experience, but Buffalo is the #1 place I want to visit in the NFL. I've been to New England, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, but Buffalo is where I want to visit. So to conclude, the Bills are obviously one of the best teams in the NFL and have a great future ahead of them, and will be one of the top teams in the AFC East and the AFC for years to come. So let me know what you guys think about the Buffalo Bills down below. Bills Mafia, if you were here watching, let me know down in the comment section. I would love to see what you guys have to say. Again, if you are new here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, hit the notification bell, and leave a like. Thank you guys for watching. Circle the wagons. I will see you in the next video. Peace.